Now when he starts his swing, go. No, 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 don't go from here, go from there. He starts below, drop your knee. He starts below. See how high his racket is now? Now he's got, look at the power he's going to have to hit the ball. More power than he had. One of the guys on the USA team was a big, tall player, and I got him to step back for a step. You can step back. You don't have to step forward. There's no law that says you have. If you look at the mechanics of this, if I take a big first step, look at how far I have to step. I have to step all the way out here to use my hips. Usually what happens is players take a big first step, small steps, so they're not using their legs like they should be. All right, now put your racket, no, stay right there, Tom. Now put your racket out, arm's length, elbow. All right, now drop your knee. Okay, so we want to hit, want the ball drop right about there, right? Now, instructors, teachers, coaches, players, let me tell you something else. This isn't always where you want to drop the ball. We're going to get into that later. Every top-level player does this. They look at the floor, they find spots, and then they line up like little marks on the floor, seams or whatever, so they can line their feet up. Here's Coach in the back with his clipboard. What am I looking for? I'm running videotape back over and over again. Top-level players, making sure they line up in the same spot. Oftentimes, there are little subtle things, like someone might move over one step when they're going to serve to the left or to the right, just so they can get a little better angle. They don't even know they're doing it. They do it unconsciously. That's what they call a tell. In poker, a tell is when somebody knows what hand you have. A tell in racquetball is when you know where the serve's going. And at the top level of play, believe me, they know where the serve's going a lot of the time. All right. Now, if you're a player, you're hitting a drive serve and you hit a great serve and they return it, and you change it up and they return it again great, there's a tell going on, and you'd better really look at your serve, right? Okay, so to take your step, well, I haven't given you the ball yet because I want to make sure the steps are going, okay? So he takes his first step, and he takes his second, then he takes, see, too much weight forward still, okay? That's it, shift slightly. Now don't lean back, just shift back. There you go, good. Now, start your swing and accelerate. Now, this is really important. This is the accelerator. Right here is where Tom's going to get his power. Now, do this swing again, only this time keep it as a break. Now swing. This is a break. This is the accelerator. All right? Let's try it. Walk through it. Pop, pop, pop. All right. One more subtle thing that I teach, and I know it'll throw Tom off, so I'm not expecting him to do it. I just want to show everybody out there in the audience. Go ahead. Take your first step. Now, relax. Relax. When he takes his first step, I have my students pull their elbow back. Now take your second step. Now, pulling the elbow back keeps his weight back and gives him deception. Notice that his shoulder is pointed to the opposite corner. If he was a right-hander, his shoulder would be pointed to that corner. As his swing develops, that gives him the most deception. If he opens his shoulder up too soon, it tells his opponent where the ball's going. All right. Let's try it. Pop, pop, and pop. Beautiful. Now what Tom's going to do is he's going to hit the ball this high. So he's shadow practicing his drive serve now. Step, step. Too much weight forward, keep your weight back, try it again. Too much weight forward, you gotta keep your weight back. Step, all the weight's on the back foot, there you go. And now swing, there you go. See that? See what that does? In fact, what's even neat, what some people have done is put like a little prop under here, so you're actually hitting the ball at this angle, not flat. To hit a drive serve, you actually hit it. It's like a kill shot with a lift. You're hitting it low, but you're lifting it a little bit just to get it over the line. And if you practice this, you'll see blue. Now, there's some advantages to rolling the ball and dropping the ball. Let's just go through this. If you drop the ball, it has to be 3 fingers, thumb. 3 fingers, thumb. And the reason for this, and overhand. And the reason for this is so you get the same bounce every time. If I hold it in my palm and I bounce it and it rolls, it doesn't go the same way every time. If I hold it and I spin it, it's not the same way. If I drop it underhand, it's not the same way. 3 fingers thumb, same way every time. Now Tom does a roll. When Tom rolls the ball, it's moving towards the front wall. This gives him a wicked angle on a Z serve, I imagine. All right? So when the ball rolls, he's going to be able to go front wall, side wall to that side. He's going to be able to go drive serve to that side and drive serve to this side off the same motion. All right? Keep your weight back. Step, step. All right, now your step went sideways. You didn't make the marks. So, and this is very, very common for a player not to make their marks. All right, just get used to stepping straight. Beautiful. Excellent. That's a good job. Now, all you instructors out there, here's how you help someone hit a drive serve. All right, Tom, I'm going to stay here, and I want you to keep your weight behind this racket, and I want you to contact the ball below the racket. All right? So he's keeping his weight behind the racket and contacting the ball below the racket. Step, step. Beautiful. Good. Excellent. Okay. Here's a little trick we can use. I'm going to use a little trick with Michelle because she's a junior player. Bring this heel this way. All right? Now take your first step. Keep it just like that. Now take your second step. Now what do you have to do to hit the ball? Now to hit the ball, she has to pivot on this foot. Right, step, back. Step, back. Step, back. Okay, now let's see you do it on your own. Step, step, step. Ooh, she's going to be able to hit the ball so hard. All right. Okay, let's try it. Step, step. Beautiful. All right, good. Now, there's a lot of things for Michelle to remember, so we can't give her too much. Let's get the drive serve going to the left, to the other side of the court. All right, step, step. Excellent, good job. Okay, now we're gonna ratchet up the notch a little bit, and I'm gonna make you stay under my roof. So drop down, stay under there the whole time. Step, step, stop. Okay, good. Remember with Tom, I stood there with the racket. With Michelle, I'm gonna put my mark right here. You have to keep your weight behind that. And I'm going to give her a little bit of a visual aid. I'm going to give her a trajectory. I put a little piece of tape here. Can you see that out of the corner of your eye? So when you put the racket on the ball, no, don't bend at the waist. Turn your hip. Turn. Here. You see it? That's going to go from there to there. There to there. Step. Did you see that? All right, now it was a little bit of a screen maybe, but that looked pretty good. Let's try it again. Step, step. All right, good. All right, and again, we don't care where the ball goes. This is how she practices. Now, she's going to be able to go back to the club and work on this, right? There are actually about 8 different types of Z serves when we're talking the advanced level. First kind is what I call like a normal Z serve. Normally, they're hit from up to down. All right, so it's up to down. I step, and I'm hitting the ball right in here, waist to chest high, forcing it down into the corner. This ball is going to do different things when it hits the wall. And if I hit it from up to down, I'm hitting it flat from up to down, and it hits the side wall. And it kind of pops off at a 45-degree angle. If I slow down my swing and snap it, it should come off at a different angle, almost straight off. I'm going to do the same serve, and it comes straight off, not at 45 degrees. I slow it down and snap it. I call that a snap Z. All right? So if you have an opponent that's receiving a serve and it hits the wall, comes at 45 degrees, then it hits the wall, comes right at him, it messes him up. Then I got the South American Z, taught to me by a famous South American player that I won't mention his name. But this serve is the same, except halfway through the swing, I'm going to turn my wrist. And when I turn my wrist, it gets over there fast. It gets across the court fast. The ball's not hit fast, it's hit soft. But the angle is very difficult to cut off because I turn my wrist up halfway through the swing. Another type is the low to high type. I'm going to keep my racket low, pull back, move it like that, so the ball's coming up. Now remember, I started hitting down, up to down. Now I'm going down, down to up. It's coming at a different trajectory, all right? Now, you can also take it and roll it, like that. All right, I like to call that one the Canadian Z. And those are the different Zs. You can also just flatten your strings out and hit it hard like that, and it comes off at an even different angle. All right. Can you give it even more of a roll? Can you really, no, not that way, this way, forward. When you really roll it, there you go. See the angle? There you go. You see the angle sharper when he rolls it forward? Tom's going to hit a ball that hits here and comes in on Simon. This is called a jam. He's jamming him off the side wall. That's a jam. That ball comes in on his backhand. You want to see that again? We'll see it one more time. All right. When Simon has to go to the ball, if it gets behind him, it comes back. If the ball hits here, he's in a world of trouble because this is the furthest distance for Simon to get to the ball. The top players aim here, not there. As he serves, if the ball comes to the left side, it's jab. It's like a jab, or maybe even not even a jab, maybe an open and a cross. Now, my hips are closed as I move to the ball. When I take my second step, my hips are still closed. Third step, hips are closed. Fourth step, hips are closed. If I have to chase the ball up front, the hips, even if I'm running up front, my hips are in a position where I can hit the ball. Here, 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 and my racket's back. Okay, let's see again. Let's see, get up to the ceiling now, Simon, into the middle of the court. So go get it before it gets to the side wall, man. Don't let it get to the side wall. Go attack that thing. All right. Now, footwork on the Z serve. If you step across yourself, the ball gets into you. If you want to cut it off, if you have a chance to, you step forward. If you step forward, you have a better chance, not if you step sideways. When you step sideways, the ball is attacking you. When you step forward on a Z serve, you're attacking the ball and you have a better chance. Let's see if we can do that. Better? Now, get it to the ceiling. Don't try to hit an offensive shot. Pop it right up to the ceiling. All right? Right up to the ceiling. Redirect it up. Just curl your strings under it at about 7 o'clock, right up to the ceiling. Now that one's tough. Here's the thing about the Z serve. You're on defense back here. Return to serve. Let's go return to serve thinking. On defense, you have an idea what you want to do, but you can't decide what you want to do. In other words, I'd like to get to the ceiling, but I may have to just react to the ball. You're on defense. You have to react. When you're on offense, you can decide what you want to do. He's on offense. You're on defense. Okay, so you got to be careful that you don't step before, you have to see the ball before you step. In other words, if you decide to take your big step, like you did there, right, you overplay it. So let's try it again. Good, excellent, good job. Okay, now, while we're on the subject of ceiling balls, hit your ceiling ball. Tom, relocate. Let's pretend you relocated. You hit your Z and relocate. All right, Tom relocates. Simon hits a perfect ceiling ball. Here it comes down the wall. All right, now what are you going to do after you hit your ceiling ball? Okay, go. All right, stop. You just got pro'd. You know why? He made you take the longest distance back to center court. You watch. I'll tell you what. Let's do a different one. You go back. Tom hits his ceiling ball. Now you move back and watch what he does. he moves inside of you. That's another secret the pros don't want you to know. You're in a pro qualifier, this is what you learn when you're in a pro qualifier. They're gonna make you, he's gonna come back here, Tom's gonna come back like this and make him go all the way around behind him. And that opens up this side of the court, that opens up the whole court, makes you travel a further distance. All right, now Simon did it the right way. He came in this way, all right? And show him the wrong way. Do it the wrong way. This is the wrong way. Simon's gonna hit the ceiling ball and then come all the way around. And see, when Simon comes all the way around, Tom has opened up this side of the court. That's another one of those little pro secrets that people don't want you to know. If he takes the ball up here deep in the back court, I've already captured center. By the time he hits the ball, I'm in good position back here if I've gotten out of here fast enough. If he comes in and cuts it off, I don't get a chance to get out of here. So he doesn't have to hit a perfect shot. He's cut it off. He's captured the offense by doing this, and I'm kind of helpless here. Even if he cuts it off and hits a ceiling ball, which a lot of people think they have to hit an offensive shot. Even if he cuts it off, go ahead, cut it off and hit a ceiling ball. If I give him like a lob serve in here and he cuts it off, look at where I am, and he hits a ceiling ball. It doesn't have to be an offensive shot. At the advanced level, you want to cut off just about every single lob serve that you can cut off. I'm going to use a word called banana. And I want you to imagine that there's a banana right here. So when I lob Tom, he's going to come around like this and cut the ball off in a banana trajectory. He's not going to move right towards the ball. Do me a favor, move right towards the ball, show everybody what would happen. If he moved right at the ball, see, his hips are open, he's on top of the ball, and he can't do anything. Show him one more time. If he moves right at the ball, he can't do anything. Now watch what happens. Imaginary banana right there. All right, I give him that. Come out. Oh! What the heck happened there? See? We'll do it again. He comes over. What the heck's going on? See? Because he takes that trajectory to the ball, he can cut it off. And that's the secret to cutting off lob serves. Now, if you're not comfortable cutting off lob serves, start cutting them off. Cut off every single one you can in practice. This is what I call the Menino lob, and you're going to get the idea. And for those of you that play pro ball, forgive me. All right? But basically, it's a little bit of a hop and a push at this angle. You push a little bit and you put some air under it. And that's called, for a better word, it's sometimes called a slop lob. And I like to give the guy credit that invented it, Jason Menino, who's made it into an art form. I call this a South American lob. This guy showed me. And I don't know if I can execute it. I'm going to give you the idea. Most lobs, you hit the ball at the top of its bounce and you lift it up high, right? That's a full lob, it's called, even though it landed here. This guy tries to hit it so it's on its way to the front wall. It comes down and hits the front wall. So you get a little more lift under it, and it's coming down as it hits the wall. He just gets it right over the line like that. And that gives it an unbelievably high bounce. It takes an unbelievably large amount of practice to do this. Now, another few tips on the lob. If you move the ball in on you, like this, it's easier to get it on the side wall. Tom's going to give the high lob nick, which is going to come back on the side wall to Damien. This is really effective. That's perfect. Almost perfect. Came off the back wall. All right, Simon, did you receive serve? When you're playing a right-hander, it's a lot tougher. Go ahead. All right. Now, Tom can change his angle, makes it a whole different serve. See? Yeah, anywhere you want. Okay? And so the whole idea is to keep your opponent, when you're serving lobs, you can use this whole area. Now, it's the same with drive serve. We talked about drive serving over here, and the reason we did if you're a right-hander, this is a good place to serve from. Because when you're right-handed, you serve across your body. This gets you in the center court. This is never a good place to serve from the center of the court. Why? You lose track of the ball. The one advantage to center court serving, it's closest to center court, but you're sacrificing seeing the ball. All right, now Tom hides the ball. Here's what we mean by hiding the ball. If I serve Tom and I serve like this, he can see the ball the whole way. If I do this, he can't see the ball the whole way. And that's what we mean by hiding the ball. Go ahead, show us, do your thing, man. Tom's gonna hide the ball on Simon by turning his shoulders, see that? And because he turns his shoulders, Simon can't see the ball. Show him again. Tom keeps his shoulders closed like he's gonna hit a lob Z. Now, if that same motion, let's say Simon gets cheating over here. Simon goes, I see what he's doing. So Simon comes over here, now what's Tom do? He hits it over here. Or you can do a lob Z off that same motion, I bet. And so he leans forward and hits the lob Z right there. Okay? Now, how do you get better at this game? You got serve return. Well, games to 5 are the way to go. Now, Tom's going to play Simon in a game to 5. Lobs or half lobs left, game to 5. All right? Go ahead. I want to talk you guys through this. Now, they're playing the game to 5. It's score on every rally. Go ahead. Tom serves, moves back to center court. All right? All right, Tom's back to the ceiling, and Simon shoots, and, oh, we know that's gone. All right, Tom's ahead 1-0. Okay, now Tom keeps serving 1-0. All right? Go ahead, come on, Simon. Get in there, man. Cut it off. All right, good. All right, it's side out, clean pass. But Tom keeps serving, and the score is 1-1 because we're playing score on every rally. Now, in this way, Simon can work on cutting the ball off. Tom can work on his lobs. If you two, you play open, play A's. You play top-level pro. Well, if you were to play him in a tournament, what would happen? Okay, you would get hammered, right? Not as bad as I would, but you'd get beat, right? Okay, but this is a great way where I could practice with Tom. Michelle could practice with Tom. You can practice with Tom. He can work on his game. You can work on your game. You can work on cutting balls off. He can work on hitting good serves. Damien and Michelle are going to play a different game. This is called the 5 points in a row game. Now, in this game, Michelle has to score 5 points in a row. If she doesn't score 5 points in a row, she loses. So let's say she scores like 3 points, 4 points. You're ahead of Damien 4-0. All right, let's go. Play ball. 4-0. Oh, Michelle didn't win the game. Side out. Damien in, Michelle's back. Now Damien has to try to score 5 points in a row. 5 points in a row. Now that sounds 5 points in a row. I'm telling you, again, this is a game where a top player can play someone that's below them in ability and still work on their game. It's very difficult to score 5 points in a row. It's also going to get you thinking about sequence of serves, setting things up. You're in an intense match. You need your focus. If you're coaching someone, it's 10-10. It's a close match. Even if it's the first game, you know what? They're better off you leaving them alone, letting them finish that game, win or lose, make the adjustment after the game. The point is, as an athlete, you don't need distractions. And one of the worst distractions is things like focus, concentrate. I mean, like players aren't trying to concentrate. Come on, try, you know? So how can you say concentrate? How can you say focus without saying concentrate and focus? Well, one way is this. Just hit the ball in the sweet spot of the racket. Or imagine that you're hitting 10 balls in a row. Or, my students, if the ball bounces, say bounce. If when you hit it, say hit. That's all you have to do. So you clear your mind and let yourself do what you've been taught in practice. There's a time to play hard and a time to play soft. There's a time to speed up the rallies and a time to slow down the rallies. there's a time to slow it down to a crawl. You have 10 seconds to receive serve. Now, here we go. Let's play ball. Tom's playing me, 0 serve 0. Now wait. That's only 5. All right, that's 10 seconds. That's a long time. Now, why do I take 10 seconds? To play with his head and psych him out? No. I take 10 seconds for a number of reasons. One, might be I'm tired. I need time. 2, might be I need to really focus on return of serve. 3, might be I want to slow him down. I don't want him playing at his tempo. You ever watch Major League Baseball? They step out of the box, and the pitcher has to wait. Why do they do that? They need more time, and they're not going to let the pitcher dictate the pace. They want to dictate the pace. Same thing here. This is a war of wills, and where people miss this at the advanced level is it comes down to who wants it more. And if you want it more, you're willing to do the little things it takes to win. One is dictating pace, dictating tempo. Okay, first thing we're going to do is I want to talk a little bit about the back wall. So let's look at the 3 different areas. And if the ball barely hits the back wall, look at where it's going to land. It's going to land here, or like in area 1. If it hits the back wall at a medium speed, it's going to come up to about here, or area 2. If it hits the back wall in the air, it's going to come up here, or in area 3. So when you're going back there, you guys know that, right? And you're doing a little readout, all right? So let's look at, Jimmy, let's look at your forehand off the back wall first. Since you're right-handed, and then we'll look at Tom's backhand. And what I want everybody to watch for is, this is the hardest thing. People watch the ball, and that's all they watch. Watch his feet. Watch what his feet do. His feet are going to take what I call little adjustment steps. And I haven't even seen Jimmy play. I just know he plays open level, and I bet you have happy feet. So watch Jim. All right, Jimmy, he's got the racket up. All right. There he goes. I want happier feet. Now, here's where the teaching comes in. Again, this guy's good. But, racket up. As soon as you see the ball on the right side, get the racket up. Don't keep it down. When I say now, I want it, it hasn't got to be up like this, but up so it's comfortable above your waist, right? Now, racket's up. All right. Throws your timing off, doesn't it? You're not used to it. All right, but as soon as you see it, racket's got to be up. Now, racket's up. There you go. See? Makes a difference. And notice how fast he gets the racket up now. Now, racket's up. That keeps him below the ball.